Moody Foodie here again, celebrating Bastille Day with a French-inspired steak au poivre. Here we have a bunch of ingredients. Our 2 tenderloins. We have a little bit, a tablespoon of vegetable oil, our ground pepper, freshly ground pepper, unsalted butter, a scallion for 2 tablespoons of green onion, some beef stock, and cognac. And what we're going to do first is take the ground pepper and we're going to pat it into the steak. Not a whole lot of it, but we're going to pat it in. Having rubbed the steak dry with a paper towel, we'll flip it over, put some pepper on it, rub the pepper in, press it down. Don't be bashful about it. And then what we're going to do is cover the steak and let it rest for about an hour. And then we'll cook it. We'll be back. Here we are. We're ready to flip our steaks. Look at that. Nice and crisp on the outside. Beautiful. Another 2 to 3 minutes, probably 2 minutes as thick as these are. They're only about an inch thick. We'll be back when they're done. Here we are. Steaks are done. We're going to take them out, put them on the platter. Look at that. Nice and crispy, peppered outside. We're going to pour off this in a moment, but we're going to tempt our steaks. Okay, now we're ready to pour in the stock. We're going to let that, look at that. We're going to burn some of that off. And we'll let that cook for about a minute. Okay, while we've scraped off the brown bits and we've boiled off some of the beef stock, and now we're going to add the cognac. And we're going to let this boil off for about 2 minutes. And what that will do is it'll boil off the alcohol and leave the flavor of the cognac. We're ready to add in the heavy cream, and we're going to stir that until it's slightly thickened and it looks like a good sauce. Don't be bashful about it. Move it around. You get a little bit on the stove top. It's okay. Make sure it gets nice and hot. And then we'll get a little spoon. We'll taste it, see whether we need to add anything. And then in a minute, we'll be ready to put this on our steaks. Here's our sauce. We're ready to go. We want to just put that nicely over the steak. Now, some people will take the steak and put it back in the pan to absorb some of the juices. That's a personal preference. I personally like to do it this way, but that's all up to you. Happy Bastille Day!